What is up, everybody? This is TCOY, also known as Richard, and I'm coming back to you with some of the DLC content, playing a double Holy Roman Empire with a new friend of mine called Parkour Freak. He is a pretty cool guy. Really enjoyed playing some games with him. We randomly met each other on a team game, and we decided to play a nice little ranked game with each other against two players here. He's playing the Malians and Ottomans. Now I have heard, because I have not been spending a lot of time on the HRE. He said that the HRE was quite a nice counter for the sake of the men-at-arms and landcannons. They are working really well against the Malians, and they're really high OP everything right now. I am really impressed with the two new civilizations, but we're going to try and use the Holy Roman Empire, and you can see we're going for a bit of a different strategy. He's staying on the sheep, as one should do. Keep it nice and tight so you get the walking distance less. I decided to go wide out and use my deer. You'll see the villagers gain a little bit more food because of it. It's 34, 35 food on the return, but because of the quicker gather rate, the smaller walk distance and the less food still means this is more efficient. So just so you guys know, if you ever have this wonderful deer pack right next to it, if you can't push it right underneath the mill, it's almost no reason to do that. The only reason where this becomes better is once you have the wheelbarrow. We can look at the Ottomans now. Actually, just giving you guys a bit of a rundown of all the civilizations here. We have some 4 on wood, that's 6 on food, and a single villager on the gold. He actually did not build the gold outpost. You can with this amount of wood villagers. 100% you could have built the, you know, that, what do you call that? The pit mine. There we go. Now the Ottomans, he's going 3 on gold, single villager on food, and 2 on the wood line. That's very interesting. I'm not sure where his villagers is, if he forgot to train them. But we are gathering some sheep, and you will see HRE as they are right now. Park Freak here is very close with that macro. You can see he's already ready to age up, and that age up should come down very shortly. Now we are running a little bit behind, but we did chat quickly before this and said we wanted to go for a little bit of a HRE rush. Out of everything for season 3 coming, I would say the thing that I am most excited about out of all the civilizations, all the new maps, all the balance fixes, all the changes, it would 100% be the team game and having the team game in ranked. That is unbelievably exciting to me, because you can find people to play with and you can streamline it, but then you get a civilization that, gets countered by the French, which is the HRE. They have a really hard time against the French, and then team games become, or solo games become just so hard. It feels like you run into a wall. You can see we still haven't picked up a wheelbarrow here. We are not aging up yet, only age starting now. He's almost done. A really nice age up time here on his side. Parkour Freak here, really doing good. We are transitioning now into straggler trees, because obviously we deplete the wood with the mill and the house and the mining camp. And you can see he actually pushed the deer in. Pretty nice job here from Naz. And I think, I'm not sure, they probably are friends, because you have to queue as 2 when you go up for rank. He's going for his trade network, so that would give him the market, and he was probably going to trade all the way to this side. I think that was his idea. You can just pop down a single wall down this side, and because you have your friend this side, this becomes quite safe trading, I must say. Not a bad strategy. So what we thought about doing is going for a bit of an HRE rush. This villager, by the way, I brought forward so I can start building barracks, did it a little bit early. And what happened is, after she finishes mining the gold, she drops it off at the town hall and then runs all the way back. So Lesson learned, this was very inefficient. I should have just sent the villager over a little bit later. But you can see we're transitioning now very heavily into the wood so that I can get some barracks up. And the idea was to get the barracks down on his side so that we can push together and get this Malian player down. Because the Malian, in my opinion, is a bigger threat than the Ottoman because of all the free resources they get. I think Ottomans just need some time to develop because they are in a weird place right now where you have the Sipahi, but I mean the pressure the Sipahi can place compared to the Malians is just on another level. So we get some extra early raiding in happening here. You can see all the relics here on the sides of the map. The map is called Hideouts, which means you are in this little hideout. Nice little cross it makes actually with the team game, so it means you won't really chop through this quite quickly, but a lot of wood to go around. And yeah, well, we just want to make sure that we get these barracks up, and he has an archer tower, he has the blacksmith going. You can see my single, Lara Croft here is coming down to build some barracks all the way down here in my friend's base. And we are stabilizing now on the food, and we also are getting wheelbarrow. You can just double check, there's no mill on his side, so no wheelbarrow, but he does have the sheep quite safe, and they are all inspired by the prelate. Just quickly want to see if it's still, yeah, it's still 40%. I actually thought they would reduce it. So the single Sipahi, you have to respect it. I think he did get a villager. Oh, no, he didn't. I was on 3 from the start. So I tried getting the outpost. I end up just garrisoning. They take quite little range damage because they have the 2 ranged armor, which is pretty high for this early, I must say. So I dropped the villagers in the town center, just kill them, and then we are moving over to gold. So we are just transitioning into a economy and booming a little bit with our economy so that we can get marching drills, iron undermesh, and a bloomery, because we are assisting him, Park Freak, to do the rush. So we are taking on the support role. You can see he's actually going for a second town center on the Ottomans, and we know that we can play this very aggressively, because if you look at the resources, he's perfect macro, 7.5 minutes. Now he's going to go into that beautiful castle age with the Burggrave Palace, because once we have the Burggrave Palace up, you can upgrade those men-at-arms with the battle axes, the two-handed weapons, which makes their two-handed weapons deal extra 2 damage, which is huge if you stack that with your blacksmith. And on top of that, you can get heavy maces if you're going against a bit of more armor-based units like what you will find with the Ottomans. And we are just filling up those early men-at-arms units and using that to raid and kill villagers while he has the opportunity to go into land connect. So again, we're getting raided, we are just garrisoning, we lost a single villager there, and Sipahi has a nice ranged armor, so that you can see, I think these units are going to be insanely strong against ranged units later on, because +2 ranged armor, add 1 there, they have the same ranged armor as a knight if you get that extra +1 ranged armor from your blacksmith right here. So once that's done, your Sipahi is just gonna wreck. I'm curious to see how aggressive the Ottomans are gonna start playing with that. So you can see now he's trying to get up a wall here. We killed the villager, and now with the Burggrave Palace done, he's gonna start pumping out some units using that very nice Archon Chapel with 10 villagers on gold. And we are pushing forward with a single villager, 4, 5, 6 men-at-arms. So 6 men-at-arms plus his upgraded men-at-arms. So we have early men-at-arms plus normal men-at-arms. You can see the 12 damage over the 10, 3 armor, 4, 4. So he got some really nice blacksmith upgrades very early in here. And because he upgraded the units, they are just going to go crazy. So we are fighting against the sofas. and scouts with early minerons and a villager. So he knows the villager is a threat, so you can see him pushing in, and at the same time we're getting the ram up. But that's what I mean. One HRE player is already a lot. 2 HRE player, come on, what are you gonna do? So yeah, we just wanted to test it out, see what the team game vibes is about, see how comfortable everything feels, and it's definitely one of the better experiences that I've had with this type of gameplay. So relics being picked up, I think that would be on the side probably of Park Freak here, because he's the only person in the castle, so you can see the relic coming back. And we are just funneling in 3 barracks worth of minute arms, early minute arms, and just pushing that economy here at the back. And at the same time, you know, in the team game, you have to respect it. And you can see now enemy is starting to train archers, which because he doesn't have crossbowmen and Sipahi, and that's probably all going to go to try and support this raid that's coming in. You can see how much damage you can in idle time we are causing out here, because this has to be invested into helping and this has to be defended. So really nice raid. I mean, it's not a perfect game. You know, there's a lot of things to be discussed or disputed about this, but the point is that team games, in my opinion, is going to be the thing in age 3 or season 3. I mean, what more do you want than having a strong faction, all these new factions to try out, and combining that with your favorite assistant factions, like having Malians and the French, because the Malians are pretty damn good at countering cavalry, and the French do have those early knights. What are you going to do against early knights with all those javelins? I think that's going to be insanely fun. I hope that team games are going to be a thing and everybody can see the value of this, because these early aggression games plus a friend just makes the experience 10 times better. So we are picking off these villagers here, putting some pressure on the town hall. We have a single battering ram and all these men-at-arms and land cannots just making chaos here. I'm actually waiting for a little snipe that happened back there. The villagers are going to come out very shortly. He told me about it afterwards, but I didn't see it. He tries to get a little warlord off here. Let's see if he gets it. There's another... Ah, you sneaky little devil. He gets the Wallala off on top of the team game. That's pretty crazy. So, we're just keeping the villagers or the reinforcements at bay. You can see him pushing in. And this town center needs to deal with this ram, but it's too little too late right now. Single landmark here. Let's see what happens here. All villagers... just gets demolished by the land canoes. 6 land canoes right there, just shredded through those villagers. Holy smokes. You can see there the surface not really doing anything. Nas taps out with the Malian, and there's GG Good Skull. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have something to ask about Season 3, please do. We are exploring a lot of different things about the season, about the different factions, what actually is good against these 2 new Malians and Ottomans. I've played a lot with the Ottomans, actually today more with the Malians. And you can see from the beginning there was a lot of defeat trying all the different factions. I've actually had a lot of fun playing the Rus against most of these factions. Rus seems to be in a really comfortable place. I've really enjoyed skyrocketing with them and having some fun with them and really getting good results with a more aggressive style on your Rus. Going for a double town center play into your castle age, because it seems like you can delay that a little bit because they have those wooden fortresses. You tend to be a lot more defensive and a lot better because you can upgrade the +2 range. You are a lot better at defending early on against these raids because your town centers and your outposts are actually good at focusing down the infantry before the ram. It seems like Rus is in a really good place. Other thing I want to say about it, I am curious to see if they're gonna add some of the single player campaigns for the new factions, because I must say all these little history videos on the different factions, how crossbows and archery ranges and trebuchets and how all these things were developed over the ages, that's something that I really enjoyed. I would also argue to see a bit of a change to maybe Art of War, because this was just something that I just did because I said I needed to, not really because I wanted to. The skirmish is pretty fun, and I agree with Beastie Cutie. He talked a little bit about all the new maps. If we go to the new maps, that's yeah, I don't know. They need work. That's all I can add. I am not a pro. I'm very much a middle level player, and I think the old maps are really great. I think the tournament maps are amazing, but there's a lot to be said about the new maps that was included in this game. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm looking forward to bringing you guys some more content. Just one last final note, I am moving to New Zealand soon, so I might be AFK for a while. Please just bear with me while we get some time differences going, and then more content will follow soon. Hope you guys enjoy. Chat to you.